Today's date is 28/1/2015. In today's current affairs video lecture, we are going to see many topics. First, swine flu. Swine flu is also called as H1N1. Why it is called as swine flu? Because in the past, people who got infected with the swine flu had a direct contact with pigs. So don't forget, pigs is the main reason for the occurrence of swine flu. Why it is called as H1N1? H1N1 is orthomesovirus. It contains two glycoproteins. One is called hemagglutinin and another one is called as neuraminidase. So hemagglutinin is called as H and neuraminidase is called as N. These antigens, that is hemagglutinin and neuraminidase, expresses in different level. So it may be called as H1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Like that, N also called as N1, N2, N3, N4, etc. So for this reason, the swine flu are described as H1N1, H2N2, depending on the type of H or N antigens they express. What are the various causes of swine flu or how swine flu spreads? Swine flu is contagious. That means it spreads from one person to another person. It spreads in the same way as a seasonal flu. When people who have got with a cough or sneeze, they spray the tiny drops of virus into the air. If they come in contact with the drops or touch a surface that an infected person has recently touched, the chances of getting the H1N1 is high. The symptoms of swine flu. The symptoms of swine flu may be cough, fever, sore throat, running nose, body pain, headache, chills, fatigue, etc. Why swine flu in news recently? Recently, Union Health Ministry has asked the states to ensure facilities for diagnosis and treatment of H1N1 infection or simply swine flu. High-risk groups, which include those with the low immunity, non-communicable diseases such as diabetes or other serious diseases, have been advised to take precautions and report to the nearest hospital or diagnostic center in case of the above symptoms. Next topic is World Economic Forum. Recently, the World Economic Forum Summit is going on. So in this background, you should know some basics about World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is a Swiss-based non-profit organization or foundation. Remember the word non-profit foundation, based in Geneva. The location is Geneva. World Economic Forum describes itself as an independent international organization committed to improving the state of the world by engaging the various sections of the society like business, political, academic, and other leaders of the society to shape the global, regional, and industrial agenda. The recently ongoing summit is usually held every year in Davos. Davos is a mountain resort located in the eastern Alps region of Switzerland. Don't forget Davos and Alps region in the Switzerland. The summit is called as Davos Summit. Next topic is Saltwater Crocodile Project. What is saltwater crocodile? It is known as Earth's largest living crocodile. The range of saltwater, range means in what are the areas or conditions the saltwater crocodile are present, like brackish water, freshwater regions of eastern India, Southeast Asia and northern Australia. So saltwater crocodile is mainly found in three regions. One is eastern India, especially in the West Bengal, Odisha regions, and Southeast Asia and northern Australia. So don't forget these three areas. It is a picture of saltwater crocodile. What is herpetology? Herpetology is the branch of zoology concerned with the study of amphibians and reptiles. Now we will see some important points regarding Bhagatpur Crocodile Project. The Bhagatpur Crocodile Project started in 1970s and it is aimed as increasing the number of saltwater crocodiles. As you know, saltwater crocodiles is a Scheduled 1 species under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It is very important for prelims. So, saltwater crocodile is a Scheduled 1 species coming under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. We advise you to read about various schedules and coming under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Next, Section 3D of Patent Act. Why it is coming in the news regularly? Why there is a controversy around this Section 3D of the Patent Act? Before going into the issue, we will see what is Section 3D and what it says. Section 3D was introduced in April 2005 into the Indian patent law. It represents a unique requirement that need to be fulfilled for patentability of certain types of pharmaceutical inventions. In simple terms, pharmaceutical companies invents or modifies certain drug and applies for patent right. So while giving patent right, certain criteria need to be followed. That is Section 3D of the Patent Act. Generally, patent can be issued for two purposes. If a drug invented for the first time, that is a new drug. And if a drug is a known drug, that means invented earlier and got patent right for 20 years. After that, the scientist increased the efficiency of drug. The word efficacy is important. So efficacy of the drug is improved by doing some modifications of the known drug. Then they can apply for the patent. That will, if patent right is approved, it will carry for 20 years. So according to Section 3D, in order for a new form of a known substance, the word known substance is important to be patentable. It must show an enhanced efficacy with respect to the known efficacy of the substance concerned. if a noun drug is called D1, then the modified or increased efficacy of the new drug called noun D2, then efficacy of the D2 should be more than the original drug called D1. The controversial issue is that Western pharmaceutical companies invent a new drug and apply for the patent right for 20 years. And after 20 years, the same company does some modifications in the drug and claims as that the efficacy of the drug is increased. Then they claim for the new patent right for another 20 years and the cycle continues. It means the generic version of the drug cannot be produced unless the patent gets over. The concept is called as patent evergreening. It means inventing a new drug and getting a patent right for 20 years, then doing some modifications in the drug, and pharmaceutical companies claim that the efficacy of the drug is increased, and according to the criteria, if efficacy of a drug is increased, and they can claim for the patent right for another 20 years, and the same pharmaceutical company holds the patent right continuously for a long time. So it earns so much profit. Generic drugs cannot be produced, and this is the concept is called as patent evergreening. Because of the patent evergreening, Indian government introduced Section 3D of the Patent Act in 2005 to curb this practice. So this law did not support patent rights for inventions which were minor modifications and the efficacy of the drug is not improved significantly. It helps to prevent the undue monopoly during the extended period of patent protection by the company. Now we will see about World Trade Organization's TRIPS and Article 27.1. TRIPS stands for Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights. TRIPS. The article requires that patent rights shall be available for any inventions, whether the products or the processes. Remember that it applies for products as well as for the process in all fields of technology, whether biotechnology or nanotechnology, etc., provided they are new and involve an inventive step and are capable of industrial application. So the TRIPS is important in this context. Why intellectual property rights are very important to the Western economy? The GDP growth of US and European Union is largely dependent on this knowledge-based economy. 35% of the US GDP growth comes from the IPR related industry, but in case of European Union, the growth rate stands for 39%. So any slowdown in the intellectual property related growth is a major concern for both US as well as European Union. Next, we will see about 13th Amendment Act. It is in the context of Sri Lankan issue. It came in the news recently because the Sri Lankan new Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the political parties in Sri Lanka have agreed to implement the 13th Amendment Act It provides solution to end the Sri Lanka's 3-decade-old ethnic conflict which involves Tamil minority. 13th Amendment Act envisages substantive devolution of the political powers to the provinces, especially northern and eastern provinces where Tamil people are in majority. 13th Amendment to the Constitution of Sri Lanka creates provincial councils in these regions. This also makes Sinhala and Tamil as a official languages of the country and English as a link language. The 13th Amendment Act is based on the Indo-Sri Lanka Peace Accord. Next, the Protection of Women Against Domestic Violence Act 2005. Recently, Bombay High Court gave a historic judgment on the Domestic Violence Act 2005. According to this, an aggrieved woman can seek maintenance under the provisions of Domestic Violence Act 2005, even if she has already been granted maintenance under any other law. Now, according to the Bombay High Court judgment, a woman can claim maintenance according to the two rules by applying the Domestic Violence Act 2005 and from other acts or laws. The other acts or laws are Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure and any other acts made by Parliament from time to time. The Section 20 Clause 1 Subclause D of the Domestic Violence Act 2005 empowers a magistrate to grant monetary relief or maintenance to an aggrieved woman and her children. Next, we will see about compulsory military training to undergraduate students in Sri Lanka scrapped recently. The Sri Lankan new government said it is going to scrap the compulsory military training for the school teachers and undergraduates. It is a 3-week army training. It was made mandatory under the host leader Mahinda Rajapakse's administration. It resulted in at least 3 deaths in recent years and it became unpopular among the students and school teachers union. The new government decided to reduce the role of military in the Sri Lankan society and also decided to remove the military ranks that is given to the school principals. The Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Code came in the news recently. It deals with the suspicious death. Thank you for watching current affairs videos presented by ComeOnIndia.com website. Keep visiting our website, that is ComeOnIndia.com, every day by 7 p.m. to watch our current affairs videos. Thank you.